Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video on Azure Data Factory playlist. So today we are going to learn about what is the system assigned managed identity configuration in your SQL server to authenticate to your Azure SQL server in your linked service while we are creating the copy activity in Azure Data Factory. So today we are going to copy the data from Azure SQL server to ADLS Gen2 account as a CSV file with the help of copy activity, and we are going to configure the linked service using system assigned managed identity. So let me explain what is Azure SQL database. So Azure SQL database is a resource provided by Azure where you can able to store your data in a relational database manner in your Azure SQL database, and you can use this data for your Azure services, and you can able to highly scale up and scale down your database at any instance. So here are some of the key features available for you in Azure SQL Server. So it is fully managed service, so you don't need to worry about any infrastructures. All the updates has been handled by the Azure itself, and it is highly scalable. You can able to scale up or scale down your database at any point based on your business needs and your requirements. And there is a high availability for your Azure SQL database, so there is very low downtime available for you. And there are some advanced security features inbuilt enabled for your databases. So we have a enter id as well to securely handle your authentications and authorizations. So we have a backup and recovery storage for your SQL databases, and Azure is globally available. So Microsoft has worldwide data centers, so it is available in all regions, and we have a good integration with the Azure services. You can seamlessly integrate your Azure SQL data to a number of Azure resources, and you have serverless compute options. So this will automatically provision your computes for your querying. And let me just walk through the overview that we are going to perform. So we have an Azure SQL database already created. So if you haven't created an Azure SQL database, I have provided a video in the description how you can able to create and configure a Azure SQL database. Please watch that video so you can create your own Azure SQL database in your Azure subscription. Once you have data in your Azure SQL database, we are going to use the copy activity in Azure Data Factory. We are going to copy the data to Azure ADLS Gen2 as a files. So we are going to use the system assigned managed identity, which is one of the authentication for your Azure SQL database. So there are four kinds of authentications, which is SQL authentication, system assigned, user assigned, and service principal as well. So we are going to particularly use the system assigned managed identity in this use case. So there are three main steps that you need to carry. First thing, you need to enable the system assigned managed identity for your Azure Data Factory, which we are going to perform in our first step. And second, you need to set the SQL server admin for your SQL server. So you need to log in as a server admin to assign users and assign them roles. So thirdly, we need to provide the access for your database which you have created to access the Azure Data Factory pipelines to get the data and write the data into it. So let us get into the demo and start our migration. So now I am inside my Azure portal. First thing, you need to enable the system assigned managed identity for your Data Factory. So we can just search for the Data Factory instance in your Azure portal. You can just go to the Data Factories. So this will list all the Data Factories available for you under your subscription, where you need to select the particular Data Factory that you are going to perform the migration. So this is the Data Factory that we are going to perform. Let me click on this. So in this, you can just go to the managed identities. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . can click on the managed identity under the settings. So here you need to enable this system assigned managed identity under the system assigned role assignment. You need to ensure that the status is on. If it is in the off state, you need to on this, and you need to save this changes. So once you have provided the system assigned managed identity, this Azure Data Factory can able to use this service. So we can just get back to the Azure portal. So once you have checked or assigned the system assigned managed identity for your Azure Data Factory, then you need to provide the access for that particular Azure Data Factory to your Azure SQL Server. So now I have connected inside my SSMS. So I have navigated to the database under my Azure SQL Server. So first you need to connect this server using MFA authenticated user as a server admin. So if you have login the database using the SQL authentication, you cannot able to perform this action. So we are going to create a user. So let me provide as create user. So here we need to provide the name of the data factory that we are going to have created. Let me provide the name. Create user, the data factory name from external provider. So let me execute this. So now the command executed successfully. So I have created a user based on my Azure Data Factory name. So now I'm going to provide the necessary access for this particular user. So let me provide execute sp add role assignment. So you can just provide add role member db data reader. So I'm going to provide the read access for this particular user. So let me execute this. So now I have provided the read access for my Azure Data Factory. So if I'm going to write any data inside my Azure SQL server, then I can also provide the write access. So this will actually provide me the necessary access for my user that I have created. Let me execute this. So now the Azure Data Factory has the ability to read and write the data from my Azure SQL server. So let us get into the Azure Data Factory and connect to the SQL server using the system assigned managed identity. So we are under the Azure Data Factory. So we have provided the access for this particular data factory to access our data in Azure SQL server. Let me go to this author tab. So we can just quickly create a new pipeline, and we can migrate the data from our Azure SQL server to the ADLS Gen2 account. You can just click on new pipeline. So let me provide the name for the pipeline. Azure SQL system authentication. So let me drag the copy activity into the canvas. So to perform the copy activity from Azure SQL Server to ADLS Gen2 account, we need this copy activity. So we can just rename this copy Azure SQL to ADLS. So under this source tab, you can able to configure your Azure SQL Server. So let me click on new dataset. Let me navigate to the Azure resources. Under this you can find the Azure SQL Server. Let me click on continue. Let me provide the name for the dataset. So let me create a new linked service for this. So let me provide the name for the linked service. So once you have provided the name for your linked service, you need to ensure that the integration runtime is selected. So as this is a cloud database, let me provide the auto resolve integration runtime, and under this you can just select the subscription and the server name. Once you have selected the server, it will list all the databases under this. Let me select the sample database. So if you don't have the database under your subscription, you can just click on enter manually and provide the server name and the database name over here. So now we can select the authentication type. So we are going to perform the system assigned manager identity. So once I have provided this, you can just click on test connection. So as we have enabled the system assigned manager identity for this data factory, and we have provided the necessary access to read and write the data from our Azure SQL. So the test connection has been successful. You can just click on create. So once you have created the linked service for this SQL server, we'll list all the tables available inside the database. Let me click on this customer and click on create. So now we have created the source dataset, which is the Azure SQL server. We have selected a particular table. We are going to move this as a file in our ADLS Gen2 account. For this, let me create a new linked service and a dataset. Click on this ADLS Gen2 account and click on continue. Take this as a CSV file. Click on continue. We provide the name as dataset. CSV customer Azure SQL. So I can select the existing linked service. So let me open this linked service. So we have provided the name, and we have provided the URL and the access key authentication for this linked service. So inside this, let me navigate and browse the path. Under this sample folder, I'm going to click on this output. So I have already a product CSV available over here. I need the customer CSV over here. So I have provided the container sample and the directory output. So I need the file as customer.csv. So I have enabled the first rows header, and as the file is not present in the path, let me click on none and OK. So now we have created the source and the destination for your copy activity. So once we have provided all the connection, you can just validate. So there is no validation error. So we are good to debug this pipeline. So let me click on debug. So the pipeline is currently in progress. So the migration has been successful. You can just click on explore button. So here you can see we have read one file and written inside our Azure ADLS Gen2. So we have 847 records available inside our database under the customer table. So we have written those rows inside the CSV. So we can validate this. You can just go to this Azure and go to the ADLS Gen2. So under this storage account, let me go to the containers where we actually store our data. So inside this, let me navigate to the sample container. Under the sample container, we can list all the directories available for us. Under this, let me navigate to the output directory. So we have the CSV file available here. Let me click on this. So let me click on edit. So you can see we have all the customers inside this CSV file. Then we have loaded from our SQL server. So I hope the video is helpful for you to configure your Azure SQL server using system assigned managed identity in Azure Data Factory. So if you haven't watched the previous videos in this playlist, I highly recommend you to watch all those videos. So please share this with your friends and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.